In this video, we are going to learn how to enhance our English by reading stories. So, we are taking a reference book 10-minute stories published by Mills Kelly Publishing Limited, UK. Hi guys, welcome to weekend English classes. So, let us get started. Today, I am going to narrate a story. Name of the story is Baba Yaga, the Bony-Legged Witch, a Russian folktale. There was once a wicked woman who hated her stepdaughter so much that she pushed the little girl out of the house and told her to go and borrow a needle and thread from Baba Yaga, the bony-legged witch. The girl's father was at work, so she had no one to turn to and she was terrified. Baba Yaga, the bony-legged witch, lived in the middle of the deep, dark forest in a hut that moved about on hen's legs. Nevertheless, the little girl dared not disobey her cruel stepmother, so off she went, alone and frightened. The little girl was soon among tall, prickly trees that whispered all around her, and she quite forgot which way was which. Tears began to glisten in her eyes and slowly rolled down her flushed cheeks. "Do not weep, little girl," came a cheerful voice. The little girl looked up to see that a nightingale was talking to her. "You are a kind-hearted girl, and I will tell you what I can to help you. Along the path, you will come across some objects. Pick them up and make sure you use them wisely." So the girl set off again. As she walked along, she saw a neatly folded handkerchief lying among the pine needles, and she put it in her pocket. A little further on, she spied some ribbons that were dangling from the branches. She took those and slipped them into her pocket too. A few steps on, she spotted a little can of oil laying among some rocks. She picked up the oil can and placed it with the other things. Next, she came across a large bone and a maple leaf sprinkled with some juicy morsels of meat. Then her pocket was full. It wasn't long before some big iron gates came into view up ahead, and beyond them was the hut of Baba Yaga running about on its hen's legs. The little girl shivered with fear. Suddenly, a howling wind rose up, sending the branches of the trees whipping fiercely around her head. "I will never get near that horrible hut at this rate," the little girl sighed, ducking the bog coming at her thick and fast. Then she remembered the things she had collected along the way. Pulling out the ribbons from her pocket, she tied them carefully onto the trees. As soon as she did, the wind dropped to a gentle breeze and the branches became still. Then the little girl tried to push open the gates, but a dreadful creaking and groaning tore through the air. She took the oil can from her pocket and covered the hinges with oil. After that, the gate opened without a squeak and the girl passed through. All of a sudden, a drooling, snarling dog came running at her out of nowhere, barking ferociously. Quick as a flash, the girl threw the big juicy bone to the dog. He forgot his attack immediately and lay down to gnaw at his unexpected treat. Now, the only obstacle left to face was the hut itself. Scuttling about on its awful scaly legs, and there, standing in the shadows, was the ugliest woman the girl had ever seen. A thin, bony figure with dark, shining eyes and long, green hair. It had to be Baba Yaga, the bony-legged witch. "Come in, my dear," grinned the witch, showing her sharp iron teeth. "While I am searching for that needle and thread you want, you can have a nice bath and do my spinning for me." Baba Yaga gripped the girl's arm with her claw-like fingers and pulled her into the house. "Run her a bath and be quick," she screamed at her pale-faced maid. Before whispering, "Make sure you scrub her well, all ready for eating." With a wry smile, Baba Yaga swept from the room, leaving them alone. The pale-faced maid began to bustle about, filling the bath with water and fetching soap and a hard, dirty scrubbing brush. The little girl saw that she was trembling with fear. "I am sorry that you have to live and work here," the little girl said. "Here, have this handkerchief as a little present to cheer you up." "Oh, thank you," the maid sighed, gazing in delight at beautiful silky red handkerchief. "I'll use a teacup instead of a jug to fill the bath, so you have more time to escape." Then the little girl noticed a skinny black cat cowering in the corner. "You don't look as if you have eaten properly for ages," she said, stroking his tatty fur. "Here, have these scraps of meat." "Oh, thank you," the skinny black cat purred, washing his paws. "I will do the spinning for you, so you have more time to escape. Now, take this magic towel and comb, and run for your life. When you hear Baba Yaga coming, throw each of them behind you, one by one. Be quick and go right away." So the girl took the magic towel and comb and ran as quickly as she could into the shadows of the towering trees. Back at the hut, the cat sat at the spinning wheel, tangled the wool into a ball to hide behind, and began to spin. Several times the witch passed the open door of the room and peered in, but when she heard the whir of a spinning wheel and saw the pile of tangled wool, she went away, content. But by and by, the witch began to get suspicious that the pile of wool wasn't getting smaller. Are you sure you know how to spin properly? She screeched. Yes, yowled the cat, trying to sound like the girl but failing. Baba Yaga realized she had been tricked. She screamed with fury, her face turning scarlet. Rushing into the room, she grabbed the cat by the scruff of the neck. Why did you let the girl escape? She howled. You have never given me anything but leftovers. The cat hissed. That kind girl gave me tasty morsels of meat. Furious, Baba Yaga stalked over to the pale-faced maid and slapped her. Why did you let the girl escape? She growled. You have never given me a single present. The pale-faced maid shouted. That kind girl gave me a lovely hanky. Storming outside, Baba Yaga kicked the dog, who was happily chomping on his bone. Why did you let the girl escape? You have never given me a bone or a treat, the dog barked. That kind girl gave me a big, juicy bone to chew on. With incredible force, Baba Yaga kicked the iron gates. Why did you let the girl escape? She shouted. You let us get all stiff and rusty. They creaked. That kind girl soothed our aching joints with gushings of lovely oil. Finally, Baba Yaga threatened the birch trees with an axe. Why did you let the girl escape? She howled. You have never once decorated our branches. They roared. But that kind girl dressed us with ribbons. Gnashing her iron teeth widely, she jumped on her broomstick and raced off through the deep, dark forest after the little girl. Hearing the swish of the air, the little girl knew the witch was coming and so threw down the magic towel. Suddenly, a wide rushing river appeared before Baba Yaga, soaking her broomstick so badly that it could no longer fly. Spitting and cursing, Baba Yaga had to leave her broomstick and slowly wade across the river. Once she was free of the water, she began to run after the little girl. Hearing the pounding of Baba Yaga's footsteps, the little girl knew the witch was coming and so threw down the magic comb. All of a sudden, a rainforest sprang up in front of Baba Yaga, so thick and tangled that Baba Yaga could do nothing to find her way through it. Squawking and screaming, she stormed back to her dreary hut, shouting all the way. With her home in sight, the little girl heaved a sigh of relief, especially when standing at the door of her house was her beloved father. She rushed to tell him all about her stepmother's evil plot. Her father was horrified. He sent the wicked woman out of the house at once and drove her into the magic rainforest. From that day to this, she has never been seen again. Whatever became of her, the little girl and her father lived happily on their own, and pleased with her generosity and thoughtful nature, the nightingale came to visit every day. Here the story ends. Now you should go through all the grammatical structure of the sentences like tenses, direct, indirect, active, passive, prepositions, etc. and read the story loudly by yourself at least 2-3 times more to enable you to understand it properly in order to improve your English. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye. Happy learning.